19-year-old from Brooklyn walks into a Greenwich Village nightclub for her first professional performance. Her hands shake, her voice wavers, but something magical happens. The audience falls silent, then erupts. Barbra Streisand has found her calling. Yet by 1966, after conquering Broadway and winning her first Grammy, she makes a decision that will haunt her for decades. She stops performing live. The very thing that launched her career becomes the thing she fears most. Most artists build their careers on live performance. Barbra Streisand did the opposite. For 27 years, she channeled her gifts everywhere else. Recording studios where she could perfect every note through countless takes. Movie sets where she could reshoot scenes until they captured exactly what she had envisioned. Director's chairs where she controlled every element of the creative process. She won Oscars, Emmys, Grammys, and Tonys. She directed films, produced albums, and became one of the most successful entertainers in history. But there was always that one missing piece, that one unconquered territory that whispered to her in quiet moments. By the 1990s, Streisand had built an empire on perfection. Her recording sessions were legendary for their precision, 50, 60 takes of a single song, until she found that indefinable something that made it transcendent. Her films reflected obsessive attention to detail, every creative choice filtered through her exacting standards. But live performance offers no second chances, no retakes, no editing room magic. For someone whose artistry depended on control, the stage represented pure vulnerability. What if she forgot lyrics? What if her voice cracked? What if the moment she spent decades avoiding became the moment that tarnished everything she'd built? The irony was crushing. The perfectionist who could craft flawless studio recordings was terrified of the imperfect beauty of live music. Barbra Streisand is 51 years old, the pinnacle of her career. She has nothing left to prove, no mountains left to climb. Her latest album has gone multi-platinum. Her films continue to earn critical acclaim. She could easily spend the rest of her life in the safety of recording studios and movie sets. Instead, she makes the most terrifying decision of her professional life. She announces a return to live performance. Not a single concert, but an entire tour, the first in 27 years. Friends question her sanity. Critics wonder if she's lost her mind. Why risk everything when you've already won everything? But Streisand understands something profound about artistic courage. True mastery isn't about conquering only the things you're good at. It's about facing the things that scare you most. December 31st, 1993, the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. 2 nights before her first official concert, Streisand steps onto a stage for a private New Year's Eve performance. Her heart pounds. Her hands shake, just like they did in that Greenwich Village club 31 years earlier. But this time, something different happens. The fear doesn't disappear. It transforms. The trembling becomes electricity. The nervousness becomes connection. The vulnerability she had spent decades avoiding becomes the very thing that makes the performance transcendent. When Barbra finally begins her official tour in 1994, something remarkable occurs. The perfectionist who had tortured herself over every recorded note discovers that the imperfections of live performance, the slight changes in phrasing, the spontaneous moments, the raw connection with an audience creates a kind of magic that no studio could ever capture. The tour becomes one of the highest-grossing tours by an artist in history. But more importantly, it completes something in Streisand that all her previous successes could not touch. For 27 years, Barbra Streisand had been one of the world's most celebrated artists, while avoiding the very thing that made her one. The woman who spent decades pursuing perfection discovered that courage isn't about fearlessness. It's about being afraid and choosing to act anyway. In facing the one challenge she didn't have to face, Streisand didn't just reclaim a piece of her artistry. She reclaimed a piece of her soul. The stage was always there, patient, and waiting. After 27 years, the legend finally decided she was ready to come home.